Do my good afternoon. What's today? First week. Today's the 5th, and we're approaching Christmas. Hello, my name is Jamie Fang. We're at Norman's Orchids in Montclair, California. You could find our previous podcast on YouTube under Norman's Orchids. To share that with all your friends that's not in the States, because we're a little finicky about only people in the States. Today, I guess Christmas approaching, I'm going to start making some Christmas arrangement. We're just going to start off with something small, and we'll get larger every week. Today, we're invited to Cindy's house, our official baker. She built herself an oven, kind of like stacked up a cave dome oven, I suppose. She's making us oven, so a pizza. So I'm going to make her arrangement to take to the house. So when Roger and I went to Lake Tahoe, we picked up some pine cones. So I usually at the studio, I have a, what do we call it, Roger? Like a little pan, electric pan that I just threw my glue sticks on. It's so much easier to use than a glue gun because I could never get it, to fast enough. The glue gun only melts so much at a time. So we had the electrical pan that you could buy for $10.
Like a pancake pan.
Pancake pan? Yeah, it's a little pan like this. You plug it in electrical, and you could just throw some glue sticks on. I just dab it, and I start, I think I posted some wreath that I made for the nursery. And Jeff got a wreath. Yeah, you have your wreath already, right? Thumbs up?
I have my wreath.
You have your wreath, and I did some fresh wreath for my house. We did candy can. So that's what I like to do. And we did a whole bunch of arrangement for the nursing home, which Marlon picked up and take them to the nursing home. So we're just gonna try to do arrangement today. It looks kind of weird, just have two pine cones hanging on the side, but I started, and it'll be all right. How's everybody doing? Everybody's on? It's hot in here. It's really warm.
Humid.
It's really humid. It's really hot. Anyway, so don't forget to, when you grab a basket, this is a really old basket that I just found on the floor. You got to line your basket. So I'm going to kind of borrow it for now. I'm going to do some, that way, get my little lazy Susan up. So I'm going to grab a Phaley. I'll turn it over as soon as I'm done. With this week's jumper, I'm sending out little booties as a gift to celebrate the holiday coming up. When I had this shop, it's all about the holidays, Every holiday there is, we're celebrating. Okay. So this is what we got going on so far. I found these cute little booties. Roger's like, whoa, where'd you get that? But unfortunately, we don't have a lot of orchids to fit there. There are some, but not a lot. So I'm going to use this for decoration.
I like the green one.
Huh?
I like the green one.
The green one? Remember, there's gray and there's red as well. So I'm not going to put that much orchids in it, but today I kind of had to finish it all since we're going to deliver this with us.
Kathy says 2 years ago today you made a beautiful arrangement for her mom's.
Oh yes, Kathy from Hawaii. Yeah, Kathy contacted me from Hawaii. It was her mom's service. Huh?
27 degrees in Michigan.
Oh, I wish I could travel. I would really like to go somewhere where there's snow and we just kind of curled up and read a book or something. So I kind of, I wanted to do more pine cones, so I kind of just fill it up instead of fill it up with more orchids. You could do more orchids if you like. I think Karen Abbott did a good arrangement. Auntie's over there smiling. So we're just going to prop an orchid in. See that? And then over here, I did water and foam in there already. So we're just gonna do a little floral arrangement like we did the other day. You want to see the foam, huh? It just, this booty is plastic, so I could just put water and foam in it, so it's instant. If you have any, well, usually at home we did little 2-inch poinsettia in there. So Cindy could change this to fresh flower, or if she had roses in the garden, she could cut roses. So the idea is never to have part of your arrangement looking dead. I love these paths. This path is what we used, what, 2 weeks ago for was it Halloween? Oh no, what was it, Thanksgiving? I'm like really behind on all the, I've been super busy. So I hope everybody is safe with COVID. It's getting up there in numbers again, so everybody has to stay put. So that's what we got going on so far, right? I'm not sure if I want to do the pine cone. I may not do the pine cone because it's going to really block my booties. So we're going to change our mind. Then I would have to tie the booties down to the stem. Last minute change of mind. These fancy little twist tie comes in handy. I shouldn't be lazy. Let's do one booty at a time. I have carpal tunnel, so it's been acting up since I've been spiking all the plants. One booty at a time. I'll leave it down. I'm just tying the booties to the phaly stem so they won't go anywhere. Roger, want to see that? We just tied it to. And this phaly, it's actually one we usually don't sell and we throw out because the stem is gone. But for us, we usually take these home and use it for decoration so we don't have to grow it. Right, Roger?
Yep. Enjoy the flower.
Enjoy the flower. And the one that's on the way out, that's dying, usually lasts forever. Right, Jeff? We gave you some.
And they do last.
And they do last. It's like the last leg of it.
Much better than the other cut flowers.
Oh yeah. So Cindy doesn't have to worry about growing this orchid. She could display it and throw it out. She actually has some we given her that she's not a grower, but she was impressed that she could grow it and have it last so long. Right, so now we're secure. The booties are now secured. The pine cone, I don't have the glue here, so I just kind of wired it. I wire the pine cone and then kind of just tie it to the basket. So here are the handy dandy silk. Did I bring my cutter, Roger? I guess not.
Here, I'll go pick it up.
No, that's okay. The red cutter, is it there? So usually I'm not a very tacky kind of person. Usually my arrangement is very clean. It has to be very clean, very elegant, but holiday time is the only time that I do gaudy. Gaudy means festive, means silks, anything that comes into it. It is a holiday, so. And make sure you get the right tool, because for the last 2 weeks, I was really in so much pain I couldn't sleep because I was cutting wire. So last night, Roger, can I see that? Last night we went to Home Depot and got me this major one because I was cutting a thick wire. Imagine I'm doing the jumper 50, 70 plants. I'm cutting 70 wire for the last 3 months. Oh my God, it just kind of bit me on the butt. So went got that yesterday. And this is a good one from Germany that was given to me by my friend in Vancouver. I used this for 20 years. So I'm just gonna do a little poinsettias. Instead of moss, we're gonna do poinsettias. And these I just picked up at a really cheapy store. So I'm not gonna spend a lot of money on this. So I like to mix up the color so you have the depth and stuff. So instead of moss, we're just gonna do silk flower. And this is what I used on the wreath as well the other day, because it could be nice and weather. Right, Ai? Auntie's always surprised I come up with these ideas. Today I actually started early, right? I started actually doing the pine cones, but usually I don't.
Yeah, you always come with ideas for the last minute.
The ideas always come in at the last minute. I never really think about it, ponder. Roger's seen me in action before at work. You know, you have so many different type of clients coming in at work. Before it's either movies, TVs, housewives, commercials. So my brain is always just going in circles and thinking designs and stuff. See that? Wow, right? I was gonna do a bow, but I don't even think we need it. I don't think we need it today. So here's a kicker, right? But I got these battery operated lights. Great, Roger. I don't even know which way it goes. So when you do these, you might want to light it up first, so you know where you're kind of. Some of the wreath that we put on our door, I used the battery operated ones. You want to hide it in the back. So it's really bright in here, so I'm not sure if we could see it. It's harder to see. And at night it'll be gorgeous. I've done a lot of these designs for Christmas in LA. I think I was the first one that started this in LA. I was very famous in LA because I have a wicked mind. And today, I'm sorry, I apologize. Today we have Roger, the cameraman, Jeff, the director, and Brian, our forever needed little brother. Congratulations to Brian. Brian has a job offer in San Diego. Yay. He'll be leaving us, but not gone. Congratulations, Bri. Good job. So, Lacey just wanted, let me see what I'm doing here. We'll have that stem, and then we're probably going to go to the little, I did it tight because this is a small arrangement, so we don't have a lot of things to twirl. So you kind of want to go through the leaves, go through the poinsettias. They're really pretty when they illuminate through the red little flowers here. Because you can't really have an arrangement that's always going to be by the plug. So you can pick up these battery operated. I think Karen said I look a little tired. I think I've been running like 100 miles per hour every day. Roger spent 2 days with me not working. Then he realized what I do all day. Right, Roger? Lots of stuff. I put on my board hat, and then I go to my designer stuff. They'll be really pretty at night. I mean, it's not going to show here. I guess we could take a picture. Yeah? We could take a picture of it at night. The back's pretty. We're gonna, yeah, the pine cone is what we just, when we went on our walk in Lake Tahoe. Whenever I go out somewhere, I'm never walking with face, I'm always walking looking at the floor, because I'm always looking for stuff to bring home and pick up. Either a branch, different branch. Brian, where's Norman? Because I'm almost done. He wanted me to spike some PAF if I could. So here is our little cute little arrangement for the holiday table or for gifts. Today we're taking it to Cindy. So we're gonna, huh?
You like the bells?
You like the bells?
Yeah. Isn't that Buttercup's toy?
No. I should give it to him so it'll drive Norman crazy. Yeah, orchids could be very, very festive, you know? And I'd rather do this than do a lot of cut flower because like we'll be forever. I mean, I still buy my Casablancas and stuff like that, but it's just too much. Yeah. Well, we take our cut flower. It's about 10 days to 2 weeks, and if I cut it. Is everybody bored?
No. Always feel they can see the lights better on the podcast
than on. So, yeah. Yeah. I think this is good, honey. Roger's always worried. So I really don't have a floral background. Kind of just, Mom is very creative, so I kind of think I got that from her. Perfect. This adds so much to the arrangement. This all came from the shop. I sell the best artificial. If it doesn't look real, I don't sell it. If I can't twirl it, I don't sell it. If it's stiff as a doorknob, forget it, and I can't sell it. Because everything I had to be able to twirl and turn, you know? Okay. So ideally, when we get to her house, I'm going to bring 3 more pine cones. I'm doing all natural because you could also take a pine cone and spray it to gold, to red, to green, or blue, whatever color you like. Or usually at Christmas for our house, I'll just do a big platter. I'll lay a couple of the pine cone around, some cute little apples, and you could have a candle in between. So you could have actually a dry, natural display of just fruits and lemons and colorful pomegranate. You could do a whole big table. You could add some pine. A lot of you live outside. Pine is accessible on the floor. Cut some pine, throw it in there. You can have a really beautiful, fragrant arrangement in your house. So ideally, when I get to her house, I'll probably have her do this, kind of block the whole basket. And this is going to be her Christmas arrangement. And then the lights will pop up. I don't know if you can see it well. But that's a small, very festive Christmas arrangement. Brad, did you see this? Oh, you're busy. We're good? We're going to take a picture. Does that look good?
Yes, looks great. Hold on. All right.
So the pine cone we just picked up on the ground. So a lot of people out, you guys have pine cones, so don't overlook it. I think you guys are so bored with it, but for us California, we're like, this is gold. Yeah, I made a mistake and glued them on my door wreath. Every time we close the door, a pine cone falls. I'm never gonna do that again. I'm gonna have to go heat up the glue gun and glue it back up. That was very tedious, but that's not gonna happen. It'd be great just to lay it on the table. But anyways, I think Norman's doing PAF today, right guys?
Yes.
Or not? Yes? So he wants me, well I did it in 15-20 minutes. That's not bad. So he wants me to show you how to spike a PAF. Spiking a PAF is kind of challenging and interesting. And this is usually how he gives it to me, all tangle. I mean, I didn't work at the nursery for 28 years. I only come home on Sunday to visit and stuff, but now he's got me here. He's got a lot of project for me. But with the jumpers, I just don't have time anymore, which is great. Do we have any questions? Everybody's so smart about arrangement now?
Everybody likes it.
Hmm.
It's wonderful.
Good. Okay, so you can't spike a PAF too early. A PAF I usually like to do bamboo or wire, because the thick wire, not the thin wire, not the wire that I just used for. So again, the front of your PAF is the front of your shirt. The back is your tag. You're not gonna wear your, I have to do that because that's, people remember that. I'm gonna have you watch that flower for a minute. Thank you. So make sure you wear your tag in the back. Right, here you go. Cut your cute little twisties. We have these in a smaller pack. I think this is my commercial pack that I make for myself. You always do the top first. Roger, you're texting me.
Yeah, picture.
Oh, picture. Why are you texting me? So, PAF is really be careful. I usually just use my hand, prop the PAF up, because you want it to. You don't want to spike your PAF like this so you see the chin. You want it to see a face on. Easily left it, right? And then do your twist tie again. Right? So it's looking at you. If you want a little bit taller, jiggle, 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 go up taller. A lot of people spike the PAF too early or too tall, and then the PAF is looking in the ceiling, so you don't want to do that. And if you ever want to adjust anything, just put your thumb down, push your fingers over, that'll situate things. Okay. That's one. I think the bamboo is always easier to spike because the little wires are not going to be helpful. And I love the bamboo stick that I use from my previous arrangements because I could use it on these dark ones. Are you almost ready, Norman? Again, you have your face in the front, your tag in the back, but now we have two new growth in here, so we want to be real careful. I'm going to try to do it. Remember when I said when you put the bamboo in, you kind of jiggle versus just stab? By that time you hit it real bad. So I kind of went between the new growth and the old growth. Ideally, you were supposed to do it here, then I'm going to get the new growth all smashed in. So again, in between it, I'm still able to spike it. How's that? So we use, like I never throw anything away. This is the stick that we have from the berry. So we're going to use it on that. As soon as Norman gets back, it's kind of cute to have the berry here. See, twirled in. And then this is not going to be tall enough. We can't use that because we got to be able to lift this up for you to see the flower. So I'm going to use a big stick, big bamboo stick. Paph never have a lot of root system or a lot of leaves, so it's okay. Don't go crazy on it. I remember when I was young, I didn't really like Paph. I think Paph is something that you, as you start getting into the hobby, you'll grow into enjoying, appreciate Paph. When I was younger, coming into the greenhouse at midnight, you turn on the light and all you see was hundreds of little Paph in just mid-air. It was kind of eerie. I hated Paph when I was younger. But now
like an alien.
Yes, it was, you know, the greenhouse is dark and you just got these football light on and it's on the far table and all you got is little heads. Hundreds of them just staring at you. It was pretty scary. But now I love Paph. Okay, again, lift the Paph up. Again, you don't ever want to squeeze it. People like, oh, how fresh is it? Professional, we just kind of brush it. We could feel how firm the pouch is. That's how we could tell if the Paph is fresh. A lot of people squeeze it, and they squeeze it, and then it breaks it, and go, oh, I don't want it. But anyway, just do a little lift. Usually I spike the flower first, but yeah, this will be okay. These haven't opened yet. Yes. Yes, Norman? Jesus. Carpal tunnel, people. Yeah, I lose grip and I drop a cup or a pen or whatever.
See, the injection, the stem is 5 points.
Stem is 5 points.
Yep.
So I teach them how to spike. So I think I'm good. All right, I'll spike these for you. You guys have a good day. Did you see my arrangement, Norman?
Where's the orchid?
Where's the
coin? Pine coin.
There's the orchid. Norman, don't forget, I'm sitting here. I could really rag on you too. Directors over there go, get her microphone, get her microphone, get it. All right, guys, I'll see you guys next week. You can reach me on Pam. All the jumpers. Don't worry, I know it's getting cold. We're doing next day air. About 90% makes it on next day air. FedEx is on this. We try, Scott has a heck of a job, but we try to do next day air. We do offer a heat pad for free if you need it.
Haul for pickup would be good
And
too.
haul for pickup, right?
Yeah.
Haul for pickup is great. I think this first week we had a lot of people were so concerned about shipping.
That was
and
Thanksgiving
people.
week. That was Thanksgiving.
But I think a lot of people made it fine. Even the one that was stuck for a few days made it fine. I think Karen had some holes in the box. I think she was okay as well.
Yeah, our box have the insulation.
Yeah, we do white insulation, really good, and then the heat pads,
Hand
and
cut.
all that stuff. So we're good to ship. We're .com is crazy. We're shipping big white arrangement. I think somebody bought 14 of the $500
For gift.
for gift company gifts. So everything gets shipped out. So do you need this? We could get this out of here. No, are you doing show and tell? Can I
Yes.
leave it there?
We can do show and tell here, right?
Yeah, we can do it here.
Okay, leave it there.
Perfect. All right, guys. Thank you. We'll see you at the jumpers.
Thank you, Jamie.
Hey, leave it there. That's my show. That's my talk.
Sorry. So sorry.
Get
I'll
out
get
here.
my gear out of here. I need to. I'm gonna be over there doing the jumpers for this week. Really cute stuff.
It's just a tease.
I'm not a tease. Am I? Honey? Hannibal wants to say hello. Hannibal's got her Christmas PJ on. And she's like a little devil now.
Did we do it last week?
If you come in and you don't say hi to her, she'll bark. Or
Do it
actually,
again.
she doesn't
Maybe
bark,
don't
she
do it.
quacks.
We have so many.
People think it's a duck.
Okay.
Cute little.
Coming back. Okay, we do this one. Couldn't we? Okay, couldn't we? So,
Right, Norman's back.
okay. Oh, I want a tool. Oh, it's hot. Can you hear me? Okay. Hello, my name is Norman Fang, and for those of you new, we started the company in 1986. Okay, and then we have the e-commerce about 1997. Yeah, before even there's Google. So in the old days, you type in Orchids, it directly go to orchids.com. Anyway, so we've been in the shipping business for a long time, and today's topic is Paphiopedilum, or ladies. A common name is a lady zipper. I know we did the Paphiopedilum a couple of weeks ago. Those are the South America lady zipper, the Paphiopedilum. The Paphiopedilum, generally speaking, from the old world, from the Asia, and so typically, I know it's a very big group, so I'm trying to talk about as much as it's just very generalized. If there's interest, we can actually later on let me know. We can do the Chinese Cymbidium or multi-floral, but I'm going to give you a general rule on the genus Paphiopedilum, and I'm going to divide it into two groups based on the temperature requirement. Obviously, this is what we call the Bordeaux, the complex Paphiopedilum. This is one Paphiopedilum Bordeaux type. This is the type the species is have involved with incendiary. They're from India on the foothill or Himalaya, so they do require or prefer some cold before they flower. And even though they solid leaf, if you don't have flower, you might thought this might be a Paphiopedilum, the South American lady zipper. So this is why the label is so important. Without a label, with so many orchid, without a label, you could have mistaken this one as Paphiopedilum without the flower, and then you're gonna water it a lot and heat, then you're gonna kill it. Okay, so but lady zipper, the Bordeaux type, and this is what the name, they got a Bordeaux because the name, and initial breeding is all done in the London by the Royal Horticultural Society. They've been around for almost 100 years, just as long as the Cattleya. So for the Bordeaux type, green one is earliest, and this is why I grow a lot of the green one, because the green one have incendiary, and some of the complex Bordeaux that have reddish or spotted, especially the red one, they have been crossed with some Paphiopedilum voluptuarum in the background, which is from Southeast Asia, a little bit warmer, so the season is actually more toward the end, and we can talk about that later part. But if you like to grow Bordeaux, and 50% of my Bordeaux in my collection or for my company is green, because green is the earliest of all the Bordeaux, and they come in, always can make it for Christmas. We might be a little bit late this year because we have such a heat wave in Southern California, but the Bordeaux, we're going to have a number for you later. It's the one called Cocoa Green. It's one of the earliest one. But the Bordeaux only have one flower. Okay? And they're very waxy. They're very waxy flower. Okay. One thing about the complex Paphiopedilum or any other Paphiopedilum, they are actually they are even more sensitive to water than the Phalaenopsis, because if you look at the leaf, they are even thinner than Phalaenopsis. with the exception of some of the novelty, the Amboriensis. So a lot of time with the lady slipper, the Bordeaux type or the Maori type, if you're not sure whether to water or not, and they are in the bark, go ahead and water them, especially in the summertime, okay? Because there's just no space. There's no suitable like Cattleya that can store water. And the leaf even thinner. They don't have, it's not like Phalaenopsis have succulent leaf can store a lot of water. So this is why lady slipper, we usually go what we call, our nursery sell an orchid mix with bark. You buy the fine bark mix, and its item number is right here. And this is our nursery, we sell 2 sizes. And this is, we use the best Oregon pine, okay, and bamboo charcoal and perlite. So this has been pasteurized, and this is primarily what I use for the latest Paphiopedilum. Okay, so this is for a quarter cubic feet. Okay, so with the bamboo charcoal, and usually bamboo charcoal will go, especially Paphiopedilum, the root is very sensitive to toxin. So you want to make sure it has some kind of bamboo in there. And with the bamboo charcoal, that is so good, we can actually last up to 3 years in there. And another thing with lady slipper, especially the Bordeaux type, okay. During the summer, okay, you can even grow this in Florida, but in the summertime, grow it indoor as a houseplant. They like cool weather, almost like Miltonopsis. Okay, they do not like hot weather, so they don't grow that much in the summertime. They're quite dormant, like Miltonopsis that I mentioned before. So now you can, if it's in South Florida, you have a cold weather coming in. Now is the time to push them out of the house. The cold weather outside is going to stimulate a lot of flower for the Paphiopedilum. And they like to be shady, okay, and it likes a lot of good air movement. Perfect for indoor and for your underlight culture. And in Southern California or West Coast, we can grow this outdoor, no problem. You know, they're hardly down to 40, 45, and I grow this outdoor right now. Even my showroom, I was doing some kind of research for the cold hardy for the mega dry, and it went down to 42 degrees. None of them have problem. Okay, so the Paphiopedilum, especially, this is not for everybody, but because in my water here in Los Angeles, summertime it had the pH of 8.0, very alkalinized. Okay, so, and I know they like water, so you can actually grow the Paphiopedilum in moss. Can you see them? Okay, but this is not for everybody because you had to know your pH of your water. Okay. So with the moss, small is better, less is more. So this is the same size with the moss. You grow it in the 3-inch pot versus the 4-inch pot. Okay. The difference is, and the reason that the moss work because the moss is high, low pH. It's about 4.5 or 5. My water here in the summertime is 8. So by the time I water them down with a very acid moss, it's actually balanced out to about 5.7. And this is why this, in my case, the moss works. So if you are in the area or go under light, really hot, and you cannot keep up with the water, and you have to go, so this is moss might work for you. So this is another option. You can always, don't do it overnight on everything. Okay, do it slowly, a couple of them, see if it works for you. But the best reason to repot the complex is when the spike is, the flower is finished, and you cut it, and then you cut it all the way down to here. Okay, so because the natural or the sheet here, they tend to collect water, so you want to make sure you water in the morning and make sure they have a good air movement. Even if it's outside, you get a good air movement. And other than that, look at this. The newer hybrid of the comfort is very good. For example, you have one compact here, and then there are multiple leaves, so you got another spike coming up here. Okay, you got it here. Okay, so this is the if you haven't tried complex path for a long time, in the older hybrid, some of the leaf it can be really laggy, but there's a lot of new improvement in complex green in particular. A lot of work in when I travel to Japan, I always try to bring some of the Japanese complex because they are really expert they're really into complex path. California used to be a big area for complex path, but not anymore because there's only one flower, and American culture they want to have more, and so but it's very exciting. Brian will give you the number later, okay, for this new greens we saw. So that's about it for the complex path. Just basically in the summertime, they don't flower. They never flower in the summertime. They always flower in the fall. So put it in the same category as the Miltonopsis. So I grow this together in the same area as the Miltonopsis. In the summertime, I just don't water them. Well, I do water them, but not excess. Try to keep it as cool as possible. If you have a greenhouse, put it by the path where the fan come in. Okay. Then in the summer, in the fall, right about October, November, you start getting more light. You can start make sure you get more water because that's when the active shoot coming up. Okay, that's including all the spotted form, the red form coming up. So this is their growing season now. Okay, it's kind of reverse. All right. And it lasts a long time, even though they only have one flower. Typical complex path can last if you if your area is kind of below 85, and they can last 2 to 3 months, just like Cymbidium or Phalaenopsis. Okay, so it's kind of neat arrangement. And the second one, the type. We not have time to go over the multi-floor. The multi-floor type is another story, but let me focus on the tropical one, the Asia type. How many of you go Maori type before, this type with a spotted leaf? Okay, you know, back in not too long ago, like 20 years ago, when the first viniculture, the black, just like this is what we call the viniculture, the blackish. Okay, when the first viniculture first come on the market about 20 years ago, and I used to pay without flower $100 US just without flower, because at the time the percentage of the viniculture is very low. And how do we tell? Because if any of the leaf has the pigmentation, there's going to be viniculture. We don't know how. Yeah. So, and this the same, very similar hybrid without the coloratum. This is what we call the coloratum type. So this will usually do not have any of the dark color or dark pouch. But overall, because you know, one of the most awarded genus in my, I have award over almost by 500 now. Quality award by American Orchid Society. Other than Phalaenopsis, my next biggest genus is actually Lady Zipper, the Paphiopedilum, this type. It was quite popular back in the 80s, starting in the late 80s, 90s, and because the Lady Zipper, this is a field orchid. I would just go for the foliage alone. Look how pretty they are. Okay, and it doesn't take a lot of space. Okay, this is just like, this is in a, not even a 3.5 inch pot. Okay, and they always flower from the new growth. So once the flowers finish, you cut them. They will not flower again from there, or you just cut them down to here. Okay, but they are like Cattleya. They always flower. They almost like Symposium. They always flower from the new growth. But so this two here is going to have flower in 2 months. Power flower for Valentine's Day, and so very ornamental. And this is the similar hybrid. this is the same hybrid, but this because the color autumn, so I can tell you this is going to be a vinicolor. So there's a number in my nursery called American Beauty. Okay, when I sell you, this will be all vinicolor because this is how I pick them, all vinicolor. If I might have the hybrid, I will tell you it's going to be a color autumn, normal vinicolor. If you don't like vinicolor, then the leaf is going to be like this. Okay, can I give you a number for American Beauty? Okay. All right. So the nice about some of the newer hybrid now, and this is the wonder of the mega dry. Okay, once it's finished, in the old days, typically when they finish the major grow, they give you one grow. But with combination the Norman orchid and mega dry, you got 2 grow at a time. Now remember, the more grow the better because every new grow give you a flower. So so this is from this March, April. Now you get 1 here, I got 1 here. So this is gonna flower for Christmas. This one here gonna flower for Valentine's Day. And look at this, it got another one coming up here. So this will be for Mother's Day, all in just one tiny little pot. And this is also one called the Maori Hybrid. So this is what the new hybrid that I'm personally working with because my mentor is Narita Hasagawa and Harold Cooperwood. They're the one that owns the Paphiopedilums before. You know, this Southern California is a big hub for Lady Zipper orchid. And myself, because influenced by them, I have a lot of path. You know, so this is going to be fun. Look at this. So this is why not all orchids are the same. You know, the other day, yesterday I have a customer come in here, and you know they see our orchid, and then we quoted the price, you know, $20 or $25 for the pot plant stuff, and they said, "Oh, but I can get cheaper at Trader Joe or Home Depot." I said, "Well, please do. Then go over there because not all the orchids are the same. The way we grow them, the way we take care of them, the gene pool is different." Okay. And then a lot of time, and this is another beautiful, beautiful species. Can you see the lip on this? Okay, this is a species called Vanessa Alba. And this is one of my favorite species. Look at how beautiful the almost like snake.
Alien head.
Alien head, yeah. And then the leaf is beautiful too. All this Southeast Asia Lady Zipper, you know, it's such a nice complement with the Phalaenopsis because they grow this tropical type that grows the same as the Phalaenopsis. So you can easily put it together and then mix it up with Phalaenopsis. And then look at this, 2 spike. All right, so this could be last for about 3-4 months for you. Okay, and then sometime, this is what I mean by good breeding. This is species, okay? You don't even need a spike. A proper nutritional, good nutrient, they stand up by themselves, okay? And then, but of course, we had the spiking before we ship it. But usually, as a judge, sometimes judges will actually take out the bamboo spike and then see if the flower tip over. Because in judging, I know some of you are judging the May, some of you are in judging program, or you might think about judging program. This is how we judge. In 5 point or the 100 point is the stem. And if you're a judge, I would give this one a 5 point maximum on the stem. Flat, new, I don't need any support, okay? So, and a lot of times, this is some of the newer different hybrid with the Chinese Paphiopedilum. This is there are some also have fragrance. This is Emersonia hybrid. Okay, this is actually Hangianum by Emersonia. Now, this one have a very good leaf, and because the species is a Chinese species, this one does need some cold before they flower. So they do So this would be perfect for maybe not necessarily good for the homestead Key West. You do have to grow this as a house plant indoor. So don't. This is why the description on our website, we always put it into the writing, because a lot of time, in general rule, all these variegated leaf are considered tropical one. Then, with the exception of some of the, later on we have the Chinese cymbidium coming in, so they make a difference. But the nice thing about the Chinese cymbidium, the Amazonii, they have fragrance. And this is very, very exotic. And they can, they are a lot hardier, okay? And they, look at this. This is the green one, okay? So this is the typical, I purposely did not take it up. You see here? You see here? A lot of you don't panic when you see yellow leaf at the bottom, or when we ship it to you, we never ship bad plant. Sometime before we ship it, and after you receive it, the yellow leaf might show up. That's from transit. That's normal, because remember, just like tree, the tree is not always evergreen. They're gonna drop the leaf, okay? As long as they are dropping the leaf on the bottom one instead of the top one, don't worry about it. This is part of the growth process. So you have an option. You can either cut it, or another option is to let it dry off naturally, because that way they can send back the nutrition back to the plant. Or if it just really bothers you, or you go to do an orchid show for judging, instead of using the tool, you gotta frame it to prevent disease and virus. You can actually just pull it off. But by pouring this, it's still fresh, so you're taking the chance of infection. So if you pour this out like this, leaving on the dry side. So if you, this is for me, this is for my own personal collection, I let the leaf dry out naturally. So that way when they detach, all the tissue is healed by themselves. So that's the natural way, okay? So if you see the bottom leaf or any orchid, okay, you just remove it. This is the natural way. They just, okay? And then you see yellow leaf like this, do not panic. And do not call 911 or PM me. Okay? That's just part of the growth process, okay? Oh, the PM Jamie, okay. Okay.
I guess that's okay from Norman's perspective.
But this is my new green, the Maori, the green one. I love this hybrid. Okay, I'm gonna get Brian the number for you. I know you'll be dying when I get this one. This is probably one of my best work. I do breed a lot of green in the 90. This is my cross called, I registered a cross called Ontario J. My city here is usually called Ontario. We are 15 minutes from Ontario International Airport. So Ontario J by Alma Guver. And I believe this might be almost polyploidy now. Look at the leaf versus the diploid form. This is what we can tell by the point out the diploid form of tetraploid. And the tetraploid mean almost like orchid on steroid, you know, muscle man. So the flower can be bigger and prettier. Look at this, okay. But they usually are slower grower. But this one here, I'm gonna have Brian do a number for you. Look at the foliage. I'm kind of crazy for foliage. I'm the type of person always like about foliage. This is why I have a Facebook page called Variegated Orchid. They have the variegated leaf, and you should join if you like variegated orchid. Okay. And Lady Zipper is a few species of orchid that you can repot any time of the year, even now. Okay, especially the complex. If you're complex, and you still have time to do it, if you have a complex that haven't flowered for about a year or 2 years, by repotting them right now, or you can actually start repotting in November, it's going to give it a shock, a stress, and the stress will cause the flower. So you can actually, if you have any complex having been flowered in that particular spot for you, go ahead and okay, I give you permission. You can repot them and put it in the small pot. But if it's in a 4-inch pot, it doesn't mean you have to go to a bigger than 4-inch pot. Once you bare root them, depends on how much root you have. If you still have a lot of root, then you might want to get into a bigger pot. But if after you trip off all the dead root, for example, then you might want to go back to the same size. Okay. And look how pretty. This is another wonderful species called Deltanarii, a beautiful species from Vietnam. Okay. Okay. But this is the reintroduced species from Vietnam, when the South Vietnam opened. And this is one of my experiments. This is growing in, guess what? In the moss. Okay. So after this finish, I will probably, this is the moss. If you don't let them dry out, they tend to have moss on the top. You can actually remove it. Okay, look at the moss. Okay, with the moss, less is more. Okay, so in the Paphiopedilum grow in the moss, they do not need as much root as versus the bark because they're moist and they do not like to dry out. So if you are in the area that you get good water quality, and like in Arizona, it's really dry, moss is one option for you versus the bark. So you always, experiment, Okay. This is another example. With the breeding. This is some of the breeding with Succocordia. This is, look at how, I love this spot coming up. So let's also, don't worry about the name. Next year, we have a lot of new hybrid of this type. We're also working with Dr. Harold Cooperwood, and Dr. Cooperwood actually gave me some of his breeding, including some of his mini, complex, and some of his Maori type, and plus our own, and then some of the stuff we imported from Asia. And this is going to be really exciting, but I want you to take a look at the Paphiopedilum. It's very exciting. The main thing is they don't have a lot of area to store water, so make sure the potting media they use have to retain water, but still have good drainage for them. So if you are doing the moss, you'd like to try a moss, I would recommend to put it in the clay pot. Okay, so
the lighting.
You can just
the lighting.
Huh?
How much light these need?
Think about the knife phalaenopsis, same as your phalaenopsis. If you can grow phalaenopsis, you can grow lady zipper. It's simple. So, but basically, never buy. If Curtis is here, never buy what we call the eyelashes side. Especially, it's a perfect example. Curtis bought a Paphiopedilum Rothschild Derianum. You know Rothschild Derianum? It takes up to, they used to sell it in the 80 by the inch, $10 per inch. It was that slow. They from seed to flower up to 10 years to mature. Okay, so Curtis bought a Paphiopedilum Rothschild Derianum, and the vendor on the eBay, and the vendor told, it's blooming size. He got it. It was this size, and he showed it to me. I said, Curtis, it's good news and bad news. Good news is, it's green, it's healthy, but bad news is it's going to take another 5 to 7 years to flower. That's okay, Curtis, you are young. Okay, so this is why there's lots of the trick in, especially with Paphiopedilum, the multi-flower, the type is going to take a long time to flower. 1 year, I have a customer was here, and there's some Chevy, not so good vendor on eBay, because sometimes they can close the shop and they can always open a shop. That was a customer of mine was just showing me, oh, there's a good deal on Paphiopedilum, Santa Rihanna, the 36 inches, really expensive, even more expensive than the Rothschild Rihanna. I got this a deal for $75. So I said, show it to me before you bought it. There's no way that's gonna be so cheap. Guess what? The vendor was showing a Paphiopedilum Sensweeten, a much cheaper hybrid, but so he was using the Paphiopedilum Sensweeten as a photograph to sell Paphiopedilum Sanderiana and the plant is about only this size. Okay, so what happened is there's a good chance you might kill the plant and you might forget about it. Okay, so with the lady zipper, especially the multi-floor. Okay, I would do another segment on a multi-floor liquid. That's totally complete subject, but people need to be educated because I do not want you to be taken advantage of, because whatever I sell here, you know where I live, you know who I am, and I've been in the business since 1986. But there's lots of the fly-by-fire, even so many so-called internet expert, anybody can sell a shelf-sell plant now these days, but they do not have the knowledge, not just on the orchid itself, let alone to grow orchid. Because I might be a few person that actually in my business, in the orchid business, I actually have a degree in horticulture. My background was ornamental horticulture and wholesale nursery management, and my emphasis is actually plant physiology. That's why I do a lot of tissue culture. So I'm a kind of original orchid nut. Anyway, so this is what the lady zipper. So you can repot them any time of the year. And one thing I do want to let you aware of, the reason I say you can, if you're not sure about lady zipper, go ahead and water them. Because lady zipper, for those who never grow lady zipper before, Roger, can you do a cross up under this root here? Technically, I purposely pick this one because technically they need to be low below. The bark or the potting media need to cover the root. Lady zipper have hair, what we call root hair, okay? Very unlike the Cattleya or Phalaenopsis. The root on those are usually succulent and very plump. Lady zipper have hair. That's why a lot of times, if you at an orchid show, and then if somebody selling from overseas and bare-rooted, even they pack some moss, the chances are 50-50, the plant might die if you're not careful. I even killed some of the Fragmentarian coming from South America. I even killed it because the root, the path or frag, they have hair. Once the hair, this is why I said we always need to the potting media need to be covered the root or below. This is actually potted up too high. Once the hair is dry out, it's very hard to get it re-wetted again. It's not that late, the Phalaenopsis, the root is really dry out. You soak in the water, boom, they wake up. Lady zipper, the hair do not like to dry out. So this is why I say, if you're not sure, should I water them? Especially in the bark. Okay, in the summertime, hot, if you're in Arizona, California, it's hot and dry, go ahead and water them. You might water twice, 3 times a week if you have temperature is 100 degrees. In Florida, you're lucky. You don't have to water as often because moisture. Okay, but if you're not sure, you're gonna be on vacation, you're gonna be out for a weekend, go ahead and water all your lady zipper. If you don't have time, don't worry about the Cattleya. Cattleya, Dendrobium, they have suitable. They store a lot of water themselves. But lady zipper is your number one concern if you're going out of town. Always water them, give them a good drainage. Okay, if you're gonna be longer than 2 weeks or a week, better have somebody to help taking care of your water, your husband, wife. Okay.
Can we just set it in a little tray of water?
Yes, for temporary, because a lot of time, it's a kind of it's for the housewife, for Jamie, the retired housewife. Yeah, because it's for overnight. For the weekend, it's fine. Because remember now, most of the ladies go in the bark. Okay, once you soak in the water for a long time, okay, the fungi for the water more. Pythium and Phytophthora went up. You can sit in the water, but I want you to do me a favor. Make sure you do a 5 cent, a teaspoon per gallon of dilute solution. So that water is not your water. It's a 5 cent solution, so it doesn't have any fungi in there. Am I plugging in this again? So that's why I said, if you are new here, there's two you had to have. Norman's Orchid Fertilizer 5 cent 20 and Mega Dry. So 5 cent, this is my best buddy. We do this since 1986, and we help the company to put a label on it's actually legally to use on orchid too. A lot of product, if they say orchid, that means they actually did the research on orchid and it's proven safe, so you will not have any phytotoxicity or going to damage your orchid. A lot of some other stuff, there's some copycat of this. They might not have orchid there, but they're kind of very vague. They can just say all ornamental or all houseplant. That's when, if you have any other pesticide or any fungicide you never tried before, do not do what my customer did. Spray on the entire collection. Do it on couple plant, because when they say house plant, when they say ornamental, okay, that's very broad under the sun. Okay, but let alone orchid, we have so many. We have 25,000 orchid species, let alone with hybrid. So that's why you had to make your own experiment. So this is why in my company, when I come here, I do not have a wall of pesticide or fungicide. I sell what I use. But because of legal purpose, I cannot really recommend a particular for pesticide or fungicide. We don't use fungicide here. But we do a preventive program, but I usually try to avoid, my lawyer will kill me, because when I recommend any pesticide for you to use, so many factors. People don't know how to take care of it. Some people even don't read the label. Okay, I just make sure, I just tap on this, tap on that, and they kill the plant. And they go, oh, Norman, it's your fault. You recommend it. So for legal purpose, I'm not going to recommend any pesticide or fungicide. But you can actually ask on the Facebook in our group. We do have a lot of good knowledgeable experiment of grower. And if anything I think is not going to work, I will kindly PM you, say, don't do that one. Okay. But if you ask me specifically what to use for legal purpose, I'm not going to say that. Sorry. Okay. What else is gone? I hate, there's so many law, in the old days, and besides, my philosophy always try to use minimum pesticide of chemical in my room. And luckily for lady slipper, they actually do not have a lot of pest problem. Mealybugs usually don't like them. A few of them might like this here, but drip and mite do not like them, because there's not much to suck the juice out of them. So compared to other orchid, they not much on the scale. So this is one genus of orchid actually very much trouble free compared to some other orchid. So if you follow my general rule, a teaspoon per gallon of 5 cent, we water all our orchid, so you don't have to worry about the fungicide. And then pesticide, unless you have mealybug, okay, even the hardwoods, even the scale don't even like that, because not much to suck. It's a full choice. So if you don't have to spray in a house, if you go on the light, don't just say follow the instruction or you have to spray. Don't do it. You don't want to spray any lots of chemical in your house as much as possible. If you have to do it, put it outside in the porch to spray the pesticide, and let it air out minimum 24 hours before you put them in the house again, especially if you have a pet. Okay, and cat. I have cat. For example, most of the pesticide now these days is what we call systematic. That means you spray the leaf only, and they pick up from the leaf. So the chemical is in the leaf. So if you cat or pet chew on that, they might be poison. Okay. Let alone some of the oil, for example. If you have any of the Maritime, any of the liquid-based pesticide, that Maritime, the old-fashioned, those are all using the petroleum as a solvent, and petroleum is oil. Okay, those I tend to be stay on the leaf for a long time, so that may be a problem for your pests now, and also for you to breathe in the house. And they also have a chance, even if you live outdoor, for sunburn on the leaf if you live in a tropic. So if you don't have to use the leaf, I think some of the previous podcasts I have mentioned to increase the humidity, increase air circulation. Roger, in our greenhouse here, we have 24 hours. We turn off the fan right now. 24 hours, there's always air circulation. Good air circulation, they're gonna dry out the water in the leaf. Then you don't have no much problem. No, nobody sprayed the pesticide or fungicide on the orchid in the jungle, and they're fine. Okay, all right. So that's complete the latest stepper, and I think I better do the compact, the multi-floral, which is amazing. They tend to be in the summer bloomer, so we will do that maybe in the summertime. We work. You let me know, okay? Maybe nobody care about Paphiopedilum. Okay. Okay. We do not get on time? Okay, so I'm going to let you guys know again before I put this away. We do have a really good and actually very reasonable price mix. This is our commission, the best pine Douglas fir bark from Oregon. And we only buy it in the summertime. So they're not compost. And they have bamboo charcoal, perlite, and then we pasteurize. So it's actually ready to use. The bark has been soaked overnight in 5-cent solution, and then we wash them and we filter it out. So it's all ready to use. So it's very convenient. And we ship this by ground. Okay. Woohoo. Look at David there.
You're gonna use some?
Yeah. This is pretty arrangement. Okay, Brian, what I got? Okay. Oh, this one. Okay. So this is the one that my work. This green Maori, okay. This is the number. All right. They are starting to come to season, and I would just go for the foliage alone. Looks like cabbage. Okay. This is the number, and they are. Remember, if you only have one room, they have some room for one green Maori. This is the number, okay? And I will be registered across pretty soon because it's such a nice cross. Okay. And then this is the American Beauty, and this is the vinicolor, and we used to pay $100 without flower. But this is the American Beauty is my hybrid. It's such a nice strand. The foliage is pretty. So when I sell you American Beauty, the vinicolor, we pick only the one with the vinicolor leaf. So they're gonna be all vinicolor for you. So vinicolor, that red wine color. So this is the nice one. I like the American Beauty because it always gives you a good shoot. Okay, and the leaf is very compact, beautiful marking, almost like Shuriana. You can put them together. Okay. All right. Cool. And Brian just reminded me last week. This is for, I think Crystal would love this. Equaton Oncidium. Okay, these are blooming size. You see here, they are proper. They let me go in a small pot, and this is a good size. This is mature size. This is about 3 years. This is wonderful. You can mount it on the cork or in the stick. One of them is white one, and one of them is pink one. Okay, make sure you get the white one for sure, because white aquatongue is quite rare. So this is the tool for the miniature aquatongue Oncidium. And Paphiopedilum Michael Cooperwood. Michael Cooperwood is, I was joking with Harold Cooperwood. He named it because Michael Cooperwood is Harold Cooperwood's son. I said, this is a poor man's Paphiopedilum sanderiana. Sanderiana is 36 inches, but this is sanderiana crossed with Philippinensis. And I always remember the day I gave the first FCC Paphiopedilum Michael Cooperwood. It was from my Orchids from Terry Rule. And yeah, this is booming size. It's probably the best Sanderiana hybrid, because when they cross with Philippinensis, Sanderiana is from Indonesia with Philippinensis, and this is the booming size. This is about 4.5 to 5 years. So they mature enough now. They will be flower from this grow here. Okay, and then this is about a first flower. You usually about give you 4 flowers on them. And the first one I seen was perfect, about 26 inches, about this long spike, erect. And so this is why you always ask on the multi-floor lady zipper, even though it is solid leaf, okay, not marking, they're not the Bordeaux type. Okay, these are the solid leaf. This is from tropical Philippines and Indonesia. They love the heat. Okay, and they are actually can go down to 45 if you don't water them. And this is why you always ask the vendor how many years to flower, and I can legally I can happily really responsible tell you this is booming size, because I heard this we will grow this for almost 5 years for you already. So here we go. So it's more economical to get in right now. Once you get into flower, there'll be a lot more money. So this is the one. Ooh, Dendrobium. This is part of one of, this is from Japan. Parisii, Farmeri album. It got a gold medal in Japan. I think I showed it in the summer before. Look how happy they are. Beautiful shiny leaf, okay? And it's ready to flower. They flower in the springtime. But this is pure white. And also flower is like polaric. And they don't get any hotter than this, okay? Gold medal from Japan. So it's ready to flower now. It's coming up. And we can grow this outside in Southern California, no problem. And Farmeri grow like we in Florida too. It's one of the best dendrobium species to grow, okay? Right. Ooh. Wow. Talk about variegated dendrobium. The reason I show this one, because you rarely see dendrobium variegated one flower, but this one do flower. This is one of my best one, Dendrobium bigetum, rainbow. The rainbow color on the leaf, and they do flower. It's a species. The flower is insignificant, but they do flower, but beautiful. And this, they don't get any, this is it. They don't get any bigger than this. This is origin from Japan. It's such a beautiful leaf. If you grow any of the miniature species on the light, this is a good choice. Okay. And this is a species, but this is not. It gives you the. This is one of the species that make the complex. But nice thing about this venustum, it does not require a cold period to flower. In fact, we grow this with Phalaenopsis, but they always flower this time of the year. Okay, waxy. Now you can see that where the complex got their waxiness coming from. Okay, beautiful miniature. Okay, Paphiopedilum venustum species. Hey, Curtis, it just showed up. Did you hear what I said about yours, Rothschild Dendrobium?
Oh my gosh.
Yes.
No, it's all good.
Uh-huh.
Okay, this is the green that I say is very good breeder. Look at it, another spike coming up. It's called cocoa green yard. Okay, they are spiking right now. This is the best one for early Christmas. The best early green. Okay, complex. Right. Okay, we saw this last week. Remember the one I showed you last week? The color get even better now. The miniature. This is the mother plant, original plant. The spike is taller than the leaf. Okay, this is the Cattleya berengiana crossed with Ladia manori. So this is original plant. We had a miniature plant. Okay, they're gorgeous. I think Linda got one. Look how robust. It's a primary between two species. It's a very good one to have for miniature Cattleya. Okay, Brian, next. Okay. We have two at a time. Okay, let's do this two at the same time. This is Charlesii and Elaine got one. They were flowering in the summer, but now they quite cool, weather cool off, they're flowering again. Charlesii is beautiful. They is used a lot now because they make miniature complex hybrid, and they also can mix with the regular Maori. The nice about Charlesii is the leaf. The leaf had that veiny color form here. Very, very attractive leaf. Okay, so if you like miniature, go under light. And here's another miniature species, Paphiopedilums. The flower looks like colossum, but the rest of the flower is all the miniature form. Okay, Crystal, did you see it? This is small enough what I call the wearable orchid. Beautiful foliage too. Okay, and this is only in 2-inch pot. Okay, next. Okay, I'm going to show us two species here. This is a beautiful pink flower, the pink species, the epidendron, conjunctatum, and it's beautiful leaf, looks like bamboo, but the tip is starting to flower now. You see here? Yeah. And the nice about I love this species, it's a sequential flower. That means they always something in flower all the time. There's new growth coming out for next year. And never cut this off because they can rebloom. And even the old can, they tend to kill a kid here a lot, a baby. So you can separate them and start a new one. You can trade the plant with your friend. Okay, this is the number here. And we still have a few of this. A wonderful, great companion with the Phalaenopsis. Okay, Grassa. This is from Taiwan. A beautiful orange flower. Doesn't take a lot of space, but the suitable is really very, very ornamental. Okay. Okay, Brian. What next? Okay. Whew. Two path. $79 is the Alba. I need a number for this. Okay, this is the one I showed you earlier. This is the Venustum Alba. Okay. And we also have a Venustum caudiform. Okay, but this is the Venustum that I showed you earlier. They're so robust grower. This is very rare. This is why I said it's good breeding. Usually the Alba front does not have as vigor, but look at all this growth is ready to flower for you. This is the best Venustum Alba strand. And yes, it is from two awarded one. One is from East Coast, and the other one of the parents is from Orchid Zone. So it's got the best of East Coast Winston breeding and from Orchid Zone. So this is the not to be missed. Okay, if you like species. And this is the step Venustum, but this is the regular caudiform. It's kind of olive green caudiform. Okay, let me show you the color. Same species, two different caudiform. This have the veiny color, so, and this is the Alba form, and they are spiking right now. Very, very, very nice. Okay, I think we did this already. How many more? Okay, I thought we did that. Okay. We did a lot of species today. We have a few of this epidendrum, conifera. This is the Japanese one. So this is earlier than the ultra purpuratum. So this will flower usually now, and is green with white lip with a touch of the red, like Japanese red frap, and very fragrant. So if you don't have this one for the winter, this rain always flower in the winter earliest. Then ultra purpuratum, which flower on Mother's Day. I still have a few of this, less than 20. So get them all. I don't know. That's okay. All right. Almost. Okay. For those of you like miniature red, okay, this is actually very interesting. This is the novelty waxy red crossed with Amoriensis background. But so you got something miniature, a lot of flower, and waxy. So this is called butter or connie. Yes, Montclair. This is my chrome. Okay, very heavy substance. This is one of the substance Sunny would say frozen in time, which is lost. And you never cut the spike off because one of the parents had the novelty in the background, so they will keep blooming. You see here, they're still going on right now. Wonderful, wonderful. This will last at least all the way to Easter for you, till next year. Okay. And for those two, like fragrance, I have two fragrant orchid for you. Both of these are fragrance. Okay. The first one is, we saw a lot of this 4 years ago. We actually able to bring them back. Yeah, from perfume. This is the red one, and the fragrance smells like citrus with honey, or almost, or even like for the carrier, like the Biana. So miniature, sequential flower. You never cut them off, and they are spiking again from the side. So if you like miniature and fragrance, this is the one. Okay, and this is one of my favorite. Amber. This is actually a classic American hybrid amber. Small. This, believe it or not, this has to have Valencia in the background, and Bellina, okay, and Nutepeniana. And this is the best of Hawaii breeding combination with California novelty. This is actually from the 80s. So we repeat this because I think this is very important, because this is a classic American novelty red breeding. So it's many of you never in the hobby, so you never grow this. So this is what I feel when I say classic, I mean the historical, and it's something that's so important that we need to reintroduce. But many of you never have experience with this before. I like about this, not only is compact, so vigorous. This here, spiking again. So this is about 3 years old plant, and it get better with age. And at the same time, they don't take a lot of room. That's it. Okay, it's called Amber. Ooh. We have a lot today, but it's all pretty. This is fall. Sanderiana. This is Brian's favorite. Sanderiana is in the background of a lot of the Phalaenopsis pink species. What I like about the Sanderiana is the leaf. They got a silver tone to it in the back of the leaf. This is how you know the leaf. If you look at the Phalaenopsis, and if any of the Phalaenopsis hybrid, it had, and the more purple, the darker. So they all have this color. So this is beautiful. It's very good for mountain also. Okay, we still have a few of the Princess Mikasa, the Alba one, the Amoriensis flava by Bellina. So they actually have another fresh again. When we had 100 degree, they kind of stopped. But now, this is what I mean by novelty. You never cut off the spike. Got another spike coming up for next spring. All this, because the weather is cool off. Okay, if you go under light, more power to you. You get 12 hours, 16 hours. They will flower all year round for you. Look at this. They're just like energy bunny. Go on and on and on. Okay, so this is we still have a few of this beautiful jumbo size. This is about 6 years old. Okay, novelty Phalaenopsis, you don't want to buy small. You always want to buy, when the big size is available, always buy the big size because you see the time. Woohoo! Aha! My favorite fragrance species, Phalaenopsis shuriana. This is the 686. This is first bloom, by the way. And then look at the foliage on this. And this is first bloom. Imagine when they get older. So, and they're fragrance, very, very fragrant. Okay. All right. So this is the must-have if you don't have any fragrant spring bloomer. So this always flower in the springtime only. All right, and last one, but not this one. Okay, we did not have a chance to show them when I talk about Untitled alliances because they're not in bud in flower. But this is a nice one. I used to do a lot of Untitled alliances. Yeah, this is actually a next generation of Tohoma Glacier, and they actually have brass in the background, but they also have the cool grow Odontoglossum. But because they keep breeding with more brassia, they cut down the size of the spike, and the genetic have the cool grower and warm grower. So this is nice about the Untitled alliances. They are very weather tolerant. They can take the heat, they can take the cold, and so this is a new one. Okay, and we have a double beautiful print, by the way. Look at this. Okay, all right. So that will complete today's session. We have a lot for the holiday, and don't worry about we do ship year round as long as the FedEx work. If you're concerned about the weather, you can ship to a FedEx or UPS office close to you. They will hold the print up to 5 days, and then you can pick it up anytime you want. The one that closer to me, they open till 9 o'clock, so they don't have to be in the truck everywhere. Okay.
Jamie has some comment.
Jamie, have a comment?
Yes, and if they want to give a gift of Orchid Love, is to do a gift certificate
Oh yeah.
to their friends and family.
Yeah,
So
and
they
then
can pick their own.
yeah, our website. Jamie have a gift certificate, right, for her jumper, so you can give it to yourself. And then our website have a gift certificate, so you can use it for your club, to reward your officers, and to yourself. Okay.
Jamie Jumper e-certificate, it's for every $50 you get $5 bonus because I'm more generous.
Okay, well, you need to say that yourself. Okay, so Jamie's have something better. So does that mean the pressure I can offer something better to match you to?
No. I'm just a smaller company.
Okay, well, thank you very much, and I will see you next week. And I will announce next week's topic next Tuesday. Okay, happy holiday.